Hello again, and today I am going to talk to you a little bit about brand voice and what that means when you're trying to use your brand voice for your business's socials. So, I'm going to run you through a couple of examples just because I think that it's kind of fun. So this one is a little bit of a thing. Who do you out of these brands that you can see here, all fairly well known? Most of you should have heard of them. Who do you think wrote Introducing the Future of Work? Now, most of these brands are fairly not just high profile, but fairly innovative as well in their times. You've got Nike, who, in the world of sports has made it huge. You've got Apple, of course, which most of you are probably on Apple devices. Coca Cola, been around absolutely forever, and they've certainly been innovative with their products and services and how they've done things, including, things like owning part of different retail food chains so that they can get their product distribution out there. We've got LinkedIn, which is all about work. And then we've got Prada, a more high-end fashion brand, but who have also, as time has gone on, they've also changed their brand voice a little bit to attract different types of audiences. They tend to follow where the money goes. So, out of all of those, who do you think wrote Introducing the Future of Work? It's actually Apple. So, for most people that aren't in business, you wouldn't necessarily associate Apple with work. However, that's where they make the most of their money. If you think about it, you might be thinking of Apple from a personal perspective where, you've got your amazing Apple stores, you go in, you buy your iPhone every couple of years, you might have a Mac or an iPad. But where they were going with introducing the future of work is into the more commercial space. So, was tempting to think that this one might have been LinkedIn, introducing the future of work, but no, it's Apple. It's simple, it's aspirational, just like their retail messaging is. It's innovative, it's sleek, it's it's just Apple. It's one simple sentence, a very, very simple sentence. It harnesses the future, excellence. It's crisp, just like the apple. So, what makes that recognizable as Apple, as somebody who has come across them in a more professional sense, are those things. It's a really simple sentence. It's not overdone. It's something that makes you think, oh, okay, they're going places with this. They've got big plans ahead, which Apple always has. So, if you're thinking about future, if you're thinking about the big stuff in the future as a technology company, Apple kind of embodies that. Now, I'm not an Apple person necessarily, but their branding is spot on. Next one. Who do you think wrote this one? Real beauty is feeling comfortable in your skin. Let's celebrate every version of you. Now, there's probably a couple here that you're going to cross out straight away. Don't know if it'd be Stanley, although with their recent foray into a more feminine market with the water bottles, you never know. Lululemon, good contender. Good contender there. Real beauty is feeling comfortable in your skin. Celebrate every version of you. They're predominantly a women's fitness brand, all about, looking after yourself and, loving who you are. Netflix, don't know whether it would fit with their brand voice. Dove being a skincare brand automatically stands out just because they've said comfortable in your skin, and we also know that they've run a couple of campaigns around, every type of body is fantastic. And then Dell, computer company, I don't know whether that sounds really like them. So what do you think? This one was Dove. So again, I kind of, even without knowing that I wrote the quiz, I kind of would have known that just because they have gone very strong on encompassing all types of bodies and all types of people in their marketing, in their campaigns. They're very, very uplifting in what they do and say. They're very inclusive, very body positive, and, very sort of empowering and supportive. So that's what makes that recognizable is, it's not the Apple one where it's a very simple sentence. It really gets that point across concisely. It's a little bit more flowy there, but it's empowering, it's inspiring, it's encompassing. So that's the two little quizzes for you there. The next thing I want to talk to you about with brand voice is an example, message example. Check out our new product. Now, any of us could say that, and that could come from any brand ever. Check out our new product or check out our new service. But what brand voice does is turn that into something that sounds like what you would imagine the person behind that brand would sound like. So if Coke or Coca-Cola was to say this, their brand is generally uplifting, a bit playful. They might say, the fizz you've been waiting for is here, with a hashtag taste the feeling at the end. It's exactly the same meaning, check out our new product, but it's said in the Coke way. Nike being motivational, bold, we know that, Nike has been known for that for many, many, many years, and they've never backed down from being that. Your new adventure starts now. Meet the game changer. It's concise, it's to the point, it's punchy, it's bold, and it's positive. LinkedIn is a lot more refined, sort of professional, insightful. So introducing our latest innovation to help you achieve more. It's not as stand out as the others, but it's very much in line with their brand and how, if you met the CEO of LinkedIn, it's how you would imagine they would describe things. Wendy's, we don't know quite so well in Australia unless you are across their socials, but they are hilarious. If you're not across their socials, I highly, highly recommend giving them a follow. They are really, really funny sometimes. As I've said there, they're sassy and cheeky. New item alert. It's hotter than your ex's latest flame. That's, again, check out our new product. New item alert. It's hotter than your ex's latest flame. It is definitely their brand voice there. Tesla is kind of, I would put them almost in the same realm as Apple in a way, coming from that tech space, a little bit concise, but also not quite as warm as Apple and not as motivational or aspirational as Apple. Tesla is more just, here it is, it's awesome, just do it. Just do it being a Nike thing, of course. But anyway, the future just arrived. Drive innovation, drive Tesla. There's also a big ego part involved there. They actually use their name a lot in what they say. And that's, being a relatively new brand, it is something that works quite well for them. Starbucks, coffee, warm, inviting, comfortable, bringing people together, that cozy vibe. So the season's must-have sip is here, cozy up with a cup. And then Apple, we've already been across it a little bit, minimalist, aspirational, reimagine what's possible, discover the all-new, blah, whatever it might be. So that is a whole bunch of different ways of saying the exact same thing, but making it in those brands' tone of voice. So I hope that helps a little bit with some examples, some real life examples of what brand voice means. You'll have a little bit more written stuff to have a look at if you want to understand all of that a little bit more, but I wanted to cover that off with you just because I think it's kind of cool. I think it's cool that sometimes we can recognize a brand without even seeing the name of the brand or the logo of the brand, just through how they're saying something or what they're saying. And that's kind of where you want to get to when you're using your brand voice. You want to make sure that people imagine the same person saying all of the things all of the time. You don't want to have, multiple personality brand there where, every second thing that's put out really does sound like it was written by somebody else. That's why brand voice is important. Because, well, this right here, they could have all just said, check out our new product. Instead, they put it in their brand voice. They made it memorable. They made it recognizable. Enjoy.